Houston, we have a problem. People say this about me. They say, Simon, you're one cylinder short of a full engine. And I think they're not wrong. But I think the little Stigler, our Defender 90 with 830 miles on the clock, it sounds to me like it is a cylinder short. This is the Ingenium 6-cylinder, 3-litre, 400 brake horsepower petrol engine. And we were driving it the other day. We went to fill it out with petrol. And we were driving it, and we thought it's a bit like chugga, 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 chugga. And it was giving us a sort of all-over body massage. And we thought, this isn't right. But we've got no engine light. So we have booked it into the dealer. So we're going down to the dealer today anyway, because we've got to have the security update. So this is our development vehicle. We don't use it for a lot, other than trying bits and pieces on it. So we haven't put many miles on it, and we've done some weird stuff, and I'll put some pictures later in the video. But we think we've got a cylinder down. So right, what are we going to do first? Let's grab the IID Gap Diagnostics, jump in the car and see what it says. This is the Gap Diagnostics IID Generation 4 tool. We're going to plug it in the ODB2 port. And we're going to have a look if my suspicions, let's start it up. It's going to be hard to convey on video. But it's just a bit chug, chug, chug. So, weird fact. So, this is a straight 6-cylinder engine. And the 6-cylinder straight engine is the most perfectly dynamic, balanced engine. It's better than the V6. It's better than a 4-cylinder. So, it should be the smoothest engine. It should be like super. And it sounds more like a V8. It's more like chugga, 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 chugga. Right, so let's have a look. Let's open up the diagnostics tool and let's connect to the last tool. Okay, now, no, there is no engine light on. Let me grab the camera. Have you got that? Let's see that. There's no engine management light. There's no warning light. The car is as happy. It's in some sort of blissful ignorance that there's something on. Right, so let's go on. Faults, let's see. There might be no faults stored. Let's continue to read. Okay. Right. So it's reading ECU. So I think we don't know what it is. Right then. So we've got a powertrain control module. Okay. And it's got a persistent misfire. Okay. So it's got a persistent misfire. Which, now that's interesting. We've got a couple of things here. So it's a persistent misfire, but it's not, so it knows it's there, but it's not telling me. And debate whether that's a good thing. Surely if it knows there's a misfire, it should put an engine management light on. If you're driving it without misfire, have I got unburnt gases going into the catalyst? We don't know, and we'll take it up the MOT station later and have a look. Right, now one thing we can do on here is we can do live values. So let's select live values. Oh, it's getting really chuggy. Cylinder, let's search. Okay, in the power control module. Right, now what I'm looking for is cylinder 1. We've got cylinder 1 misfire count. Okay, right, I need cylinder 2 misfire count. Misfire count, okay. Right, now look at this. So this is cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that badger. It is just clocking up some misfires like it's going out of fashion. If I rev it quicker, does it misfire more? Look. Oh, look. So this is obviously per 1,000. So it does a reset when it gets up there. So we have got a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Right. So what could be causing a misfire? Let's turn the engine off. So obviously we've got a spark plug because this is a petrol. We've got an ignition coil. So is it the spark plug? Is it the ignition not firing? Have we got some problem with the compression? Is the valve not opening? Oh, we got a low battery. It's really not having a day today. So that is the issue we need to talk about. So let's talk about what are our next steps. Right, so let's just recap. So this is, how many miles have we got on the clock? We've got 841 miles on the clock. This is the Ingenium 6-cylinder straight 6 engine. It's called the AJ300 engine, I think is the Land Rover terminology for it. It's made in Wolverhampton. It's a Land Rover engine. It's not one of those that they nicked off Ford or Peugeot. So it's a Land Rover designed engine. It's got the mild hybrid. So it's got 400. So this is the P400. It's mild hybrid. So it's got it's not got an alternator, it's got like a starter generator that gives it additional brake horsepower. So don't confuse this. This isn't the P400E, the plug-in hybrid. This is the mild hybrid. So this is the big 6-cylinder engine. And in many ways, I thought it would be able to cope with it. It would have an easy life. 6 cylinders, it's got more power. It would be less stress, less strain, more torque than the 4-cylinder, be less revvy. And I thought it'd be a more reliable engine. But in other ways, it turns out it is actually the Ingenium 4-cylinder engine, and they've literally slapped 2 extra cylinders on the end. So is it putting more strain on the same timing, gear and everything else? Because it's now got is it more stressed? I don't know. Now, I haven't heard of many problems on these engines. There are some reports from the Ivory Coast that they stopped importing the P400 engine because of problems, but I'm not sure. So we are going to go up to the MOT station now. We're going to check the oil, we're going to check the water level, and we're also going to check the emissions, because if the spark isn't working, maybe we're injecting fuel in and maybe we've got some hydrocarbons coming out the back. So we'll get his emissions tester on it. So let me zip up there now and I'll join you back here again in 5 minutes. Right, we have popped down the local MOT station and we're going to have a look. We're going to use the gas analyzer to have a look if we've got any hydrocarbons unburnt coming out the exhaust. Now, that's got 2 things of interest there. If a coil has gone down or a spark plug has gone down, it's still going to be injecting petrol, it's still going to be compressing, but the petrol is not going to be burnt. So we're going to have some hydrocarbons in the exhaust. Now, if we've lost compression, I'm not sure what that's going to mean. I think it will still be okay because it will still burn, just the explosive force won't be used productively. Right, let's get the exhaust gas analyzer. There it is there, I think, and get him going. I don't know if you can hear it. It's chugging like it's a V8 or something. It's like bop, 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 bop. Right, let's get the gas analyzer on it, Cobby. Will it reach? Oh, no, back a bit. Right, so here's the results. Now, I'm not really an expert on this, but this is hydrocarbons, so we're at 0. So that's green. Now, the carbon, but this is falling now, isn't it? So this is is it CO or CO2? Is it car?
CO is the cat.
So this is the cat, but as the cat's warming up, look, that is coming down. So I think if we leave it a minute, that will get good. So so what does that mean then, Cobby? So it means there's no unburnt fuel. So it looks like the igniters are working. We'll just let that go a minute. Let's get the cat warm. It's falling. So in fact, look, this is cool. You can see the green bar, look, and it's got to come down. So these are well within. The lambda's the oxygen sensor, that's all good. Go, now the cat's all good, so this is all good, so we've got nothing untoward here, so the plot thickens. We're having a look under the engine, so what that filler cap off, Bobby? Is there any evidence of any crankcase compression? There's lots of whirring going on in there, but it feels like more suction to me than pressure. So there's, right, but look in the filler cap. What does that look like to you? Does that look... Oh, look, he's really hunting now, isn't he? But that might affect the emissions. It might be sucking air in. But that's emulsified, isn't it?
But that can be just the condensation where it's been sat.
Yeah, because we don't do monster drives in it, because it's only got 830 miles on it. Right, put that back on. Right, let's just dip the oil and check there's nothing scary and just check the water. The water looks fine. No evidence of any contamination. So that's all good. Right, let's stop it and just pull the dipstick. Let's have a look. What's that looking like? He's got oil in him.
Yeah.
And it's all, there's no emulsification, is there?
No.
Cobby uses it as a hand cream. Look. Right then. So yeah, just give it a dip and check. So oil's looking good. Water's looking good. It's just, the emissions are looking good. The engine light's not even on.
Yeah,
That's where it should be-ish.
that's clean as well.
Clean as well, yeah. Right, so there we go. We've been up the MOT station. We know the oil's good, the oil level's good, there's no contamination, the water's all clear, there's no, so it doesn't look like a head gasket's gone. It could have done. We've got no idea what's wrong. I'm none the wiser for all those checks, but none of the obvious things seem to be. Let's just, but I don't think this is anything as simple as a spark plug, because I think I'd see hydrocarbons. I think my gut feel is it's something more sinister. Now, this car is still in warranty. It's not 2 years old. So, and we've had this, the servicing isn't due a service yet until January. So we're all that. So we're going to take it to the dealers now. Hopefully they'll honour the warranty. I mean, we have done some slightly unconventional things. We have been using it in a tug of war. Oh my goodness me! Right, go on, Zach. Go on. Go on. Oh, we have a winner. Who has failed? Who has failed? My goodness me. Rotor packs. No. To test fuel cans. I'll put the picture on the screen. That was good fun. We have been trying to drift around the car park to pull petrol cans to test the longevity and the structure of spare fuel cans. You'll have to watch the video to get the full picture, but I'll put a little clip on the screen now as I'm talking. That was quite funny. Yee! Woo! Go on, spin around. See if we can drift this badger. Right, so we don't know what it could be. Right, so I'm going to take it to the dealer, and I think the main thing the dealer can do is do a compression test on it. I did have a think about doing it, but it all looks very complicated under there. So this whole thing has given rise to a few questions, like, why is the engine management light not coming on when it knows they're persistent misfire? We'll drive it down to the dealership now and see if it comes on. Well, why would it do that? Surely it should warn you. That's one question. Could they disconnect the spark plug if that one is an issue? Is there any way I can drive it short term? How long is it going to take to get another engine? Have they got a stock of these engines? If it needs replacing, how long is the repair going to take? Can I get a courtesy car? I guess I'm entitled to a courtesy car. And we do need this car for developing bits and pieces. So we'll go down to the dealer and we'll update you how we get on. If they put a new engine in, I've saved the cost of a service, because I was due to have a service done in January. I guess I don't have to have it. But anyway, I'm all speculating it. It might not be anything that sinister at all. I might have just got paranoid. We will see. We will see. Right. But it also got me thinking, I do too much of this. Is the modern internal combustion engine in a car just way too complicated? We've got gasoline particulate filters, we've got catalysts, we've got fuel injection, we've got all sorts of anti-emissions control. When you start the car up, it revs to warm everything up, and it almost seems anti-environmental because it's sat there going, wah. I think the demands we put on a modern petrol engine to have low emissions, be efficient, have loads of power, be quiet, be smooth, I think we're just asking too much. They've got so complicated. We've got mild hybrids, starter generators. You look under the engine and that is just way, way, way too complicated. Now, I'm not a Luddite. I love technology. But question, I'm going to be controversial. Is it just the end of the internal combustion engine? Is electric motors and electric cars the way to go? So our Tesla Model 3 has 491 brake horsepower, which is 91 brake horsepower more than this. And it's not got exhausts or catalysts or fuel injectors. It's just got 2 motors and a battery. It really is that simple. I know there's lots of debates about electric cars, but the internal combustion engine in this car, and bear in mind this is a big SUV, right? It's trying to pull a big unaerodynamic brick along. Is it just too much to ask of a modern petrol efficient engine? Is it just now too complicated? So I will leave that thought with you and we will get to the dealers. So make sure you're subscribed and I will tell you how we get on and what we found out. Also, if you've got a theory, what is wrong with our car? Place your bets now and we'll see free t-shirt for the person who, some free merch for the person who has the best guess. So There we go, catch you later. Right, we've just arrived at the dealership. It has brought an engine management light on now, so, which I'm sort of pleased about, because I was a bit worried it wasn't reporting what it knew was a problem, but it took a while for it to come on. So obviously we've got tyre pressure gauge, and it's adding to the fun, all the screens tripping out, but I've got a software update available, 4.1.5, but I'll let the dealer do that if they want. So we're here now, we will let them do the security update. So I've got to bring the 2 keys. I've also got a problem with the rear camera. Let me show if it will show you that. So the rear camera looks like it's all got condensation in it. It's not, it's not clear. So I've asked them to have a look at that as well while we're here. So let's leave it with them and see what they say.